Bogey, it's still up. It's not yeah, okay. You said your people are...
Dog fight tomorrow? Are you guys setting up for the dog fight? Well, I'm saying that's the police, what they're essentially... I don't know why anybody's not covering the ineptitude and the incompetence of the police to prevent a dog fight. I mean... It's the lamest thing I've ever seen. I mean, you're letting... You know, it's a gang. These guys aren't anti-protesters. They're a criminal gang. If you go over the, well, in any case, blah blah blah. Hey, over at the UC Berkeley, they put up some new color posters. This basically has we're going to punch the, come and help us punch whoever, blah blah. Yeah, I don't know. So, what are you guys here for? What channel or just documenting?
Channel 7. No, Channel 7. Yeah, we're just doing a preview.
I sent try to get an investigative reporter some heads up on one of their websites. They had a Molotov cocktail and basically. I could, it's going down.
What's the website?
It's on the bottom of their posters. Let me see the.
Do you have any pictures of the posters?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will you send them to me?
Sure. I'll send you an email string from the officer who basically told me to call dispatch so I can get. You know what they'll do is they'll just call it a mental. What do they call it? A welfare check on me because they'll think I'm being paranoid, but I'm. I'll let you know that because it was just ridiculous. Detective Melissa Kelly was our contact, and well, here I'll show you what it looks like if you're really interested in. Yeah. So here's the where the Antifa where they show how to kick and beat up.
Oh, geez, that's obnoxious.
It's just crazy. This is
you can send that to me.
Yeah, I'll send you the whole string. That way you can. And so this is the whatever the flyer, Patriots Day or whatever this trying to free speech. Just basically they're targeting people, and this is the one with the Molotov cocktail, the riots one night, blah blah blah. Here's how to put on face masks, and this is itsgoingdown.org. I said it's all in here. I tried to get the mayor to say, come and give us, I don't know why they don't just say, just turn this around and say, hey, why don't we make this a business day for Berkeley? Come welcome, give us your money and be done with it. It's ridiculous. We're just American people like you, but a little younger probably. In any case.
What's going on? There's a rally here tomorrow that they're concerned
what's your
is
email
going to
address?
be violent. It's Katie, Katie.
IE.
Dot. UTES, UTEHS at abc.com.
And the problem is we don't have a lot of articulate people. The Americans aren't, we're not soaring rhetoric type people. We're just trying to. We saw what happened in February. We came out here for the. I got off my couch and said, because of February, I came out here to see if I can tamp down the violence. I didn't believe it. I just couldn't. I didn't come prepared. But apparently, some of these guys had studied some of the gang. It's essentially a gang. It's not. They're not anti-protesters. It's MS-13. I mean, there's a penal code, and I'm trying to. It's all in this email. The penal code that says that in the commission of a crime, you can't wear a mask. It's a misdemeanor. And so I'm like saying, well, here they're showing a Molotov cocktail. On November 10th, 2016, there were Molotov cocktails used in downtown Oakland. And so, you have reasonable suspicion. You can do that Terry stop. I mean, you can ID these people.
Here at the March 4th
Yeah,
rally?
I was. I came here as just we didn't know. We just came here like third. Ever see that Close Encounters of the Third Kind? Oh, you gotta. In any case, these people just get a feeling, just come down, they witness a alien event. But we were just doing it for the, standing up for free speech, and just couldn't believe what was happening in Berkeley. To tell you the truth, they just, kill Hitler. Kill Trump or whatever.
Are you from Berkeley?
I live in Oakland, Lake Merritt. So I consider this to be the backyard. I grew up in Sunnyvale, and this was I always admired Berkeley. tried to get in here as electrical engineer. Sorry, I ended up going to UC Santa Barbara back in the day. So I have an affection for Berkeley,
for free
but not
speech
in
and all the things
right.
that they stood for in the
My mom's
60s.
Japanese. My dad was a veteran. My grandfather was a veteran. I'm patriotic. We grew up in Sunnyvale, defense industry. I went and worked for Rockwell out of my first job, and blah blah blah. Computer engineer. So, there's nothing. What they do is, I would compare it to profiling. We don't profile Muslims. We don't profile blacks for BLM, right? But for some reason, they find some weirdo somewhere in the corner recesses, and they say, "Oh, everybody's like this guy. Everybody's Hitler. Everybody's this guy." So you know what? These people come out here. They have a right to free speech. When I grew up, we would say, "Well, KKK had a right to protest. We don't have to, but we have to support their right for free speech." And here, they'll slash their tires. I can't wear. This is the first time I've worn a red hat since 2015. When this whole thing started, and I just did this just because I want to look like Santa Claus, and I have to use that persuasion. That you ever heard of Robert Cialdini influence? In any case, behavioral scientist, and if you plant these things, and that's what I grew up to be. I don't want to get hurt.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be able to mix amongst these younger folks.
Yeah, makes you look less threatening.
There's only a few people. What they do is they'll set up a young gal, and they'll engage, and then her boyfriend will either, or another girl will try to steal a hat, create a distraction. They'll go chase it. They got him separated from the crew, and boom, and they just attack the guy. And they do it over and over and over again. So then all of a sudden we started to, well, wait a minute. A couple of these guys had the bug out bags. So after a couple hours of this stuff, they went to their gear and did the whole stuff you see on TV and stuff. That wasn't like I have video for the first. Here I am. I was talking amongst the other people. Hey, why are you wearing a mask? And they're playing it off like it's cosplay. And it's just like, all right, well, we don't want to go. Whatever their pseudonyms and this type. It's a well structured story. But all right, cool. And then after I'm trying to get more information from the people who look like pastel girls or whatever, the ones that have the swords and that type of stuff, they were dressed like that full on. Like at the very beginning, you had people in masks all over the place, and that right away creates, what's going on. And it's just, but what they do is they're smart about it because they have fronts. And they'll set up an argument with the young gal, and then, oh, you attacked the girl, and then all of a sudden, basically they're just constantly yelling fire in a theater. That's their whole MO. Yell fire in a theater. And they create bullhorns. They create all types of. Oops, that's me. Dinner. I'm late.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean,
In any case,
you've got some great things to say. I mean, any way we could get you on camera, just real briefly, like real quick.
I'm not presentable. It's kind of a weird thing.
Shoot your shoulders up. I don't have to show.
I mean, I don't mind. I'm actually even a supporter of making America great again, making America ambitious again. So hey, in any case, what I'm doing is I'm going around and on these signs. I'm the one. If you look at these signs, they have baloney on them. I created the. Basically, it's this Antifa is just it's just a baloney camp. It's just. This is the. It's just basically what they're doing is they're just making stuff up.
So you made these signs.
I made these out only to cover up the graffiti that they use to cover up the slander. I don't think slander and libel should be part of the free speech. And what they're using on these signs are basically behavioral scientist type of triggers. The alt-right and stuff like that. They're basically profiling every white person. I think it's an anti-Semitic thing. That's how I see it. Anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, and they're trying to lump every white person into this whole group of bad people. And the tactics seem to be straight out of gang, Crips, MS-13 type stuff. There's a penal code 185 that makes it a misdemeanor to wear a mask in commission of a crime. I showed you the flyer that had a Molotov cocktail, and there was also Molotov cocktails used on November 10th in 2016 in Oakland. And so I don't even know if Berkeley Police, Detective Melissa Kelly, who I tried to get her to get me on the phone with the mayor, and I contacted the mayor's office and the Berkeley Chamber of Commerce to say, hey, well, let's turn this into, 2 days ago, let's get a PR blitz and turn this into a positive. Let's just act like adults, welcome free speech, and then no response. I did talk to an assistant for the mayor for about 15 minutes. Wonderful. Everybody's had a great conversation. Detective Kelly, wonderful conversation, but there's no follow through. There's no PR. There's no public statements. You hear about this Pelican Bay, where they set prisoners together, a pit bull fight. It's a human pit bull fight is what they want. because it makes us look bad as patriots. And I grew up in Sunnyvale. My dad was a vet. My mom was from Japan. She's an American. She's just my heritage is from. I'm a first generation. My sister was born in Tokyo, and she's only a year and a half different. So when we grew up, we loved this country, and I'm not gonna let my mother's memory and what she taught us to die just because people are able to hijack words and create triggers, and that's why I'm against it. I'm trying to use a little bit of persuasion, and there's a theme song. You know, my baloney has a first name. It's ANTIFA, whatever, you know. And then I tried to hook in this vet Palarka, who was a person who attacked people in Sacramento, who's a teacher in Oakland School Union District. There's an article in the East Bay Express on 2001. Now, this is important because it's not a Trump thing. This is in 2001. A teachers union, a teacher wrote.
I'm sorry, we're not doing a story on the teachers union.
I know, but this is background.
We can't get into all that.
Yeah.
All right, well, you can edit this stuff. But,
No, I know, but
we
I
can't.
only
We
got so
can't.
much time because I've got an interview.
what I'm trying to
coming
say is you should get some, because nobody knows about this background stuff about.
What you said, what you
Okay,
were saying to me
okay,
off
okay.
camera, what
Yeah.
you were saying to me off camera.
Sorry
was,
about
was
that.
great. No, I understand. You're passionate about it. So what you were saying off camera before to me was striking. You were talking about people showing up in masks and what that's like.
Well, what I did was I saw February 4th, and there was damage, and
March 4th.
I'm sorry, no, February. This is when February, beginning of February, the Milo event.
Oh, okay.
And when there was violence, and it reminded me of the BLMs. I just couldn't believe that the university was allowing this to happen. I saw police who didn't protect that young girl who got basically, it was something like out of zombies or something.
Okay.
And so it got me off the couch to come here on March 4th. As a Trump supporter myself, but I was also, I vetted every Trump meme, and I found every one of them lacking. And so that's why, from an engineering standpoint, I would say, well, there's something to this guy. And so I became a fan of making America great again, and because that's essentially what we needed to do. This is an example of not making America great again, which is basically using MS-13 gang type of tactics to scare people away. They have flyers that they just printed, some color ones to disguise this, because the black and white was pretty effective. And so, in any case, sorry, there's a lot of background.
You were saying that as a kid growing up, you really admired Berkeley and the free speech.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Berkeley was the crown jewel of the Bay Area. San Francisco was our New York City. I grew up in Sunnyvale. The people commuted up, and so I was just like, wow, I want to get into the city. And so that's kind of where I went after I graduated college. But I worked in the semiconductor industry. I'm the Forrest Gump of Silicon Valley, in that right now what I'm trying to do is using downtime until we can find some type of new manufacturing or new industry in the Bay Area to do the right thing. And the right thing is to try to show kids that you can stand up against bullies, and that's essentially what we're doing. And the police station is not more than 200 feet away, and they allow gang violence to happen right in front of them. I went and talked to the police officers. They were lined up. This is the perimeter was right here. And then I was like, do we have to drag the people out? I literally got them on camera. It was on audio, but do I have to drag the injured people out? And he goes, yeah, that's a good idea. And I was just like, so there's a training issue. There's the fact that they don't want to support a political agenda. And I can understand not supporting the political agenda, but whatever happened to barricades or skirmish lines? I've never seen, have the protesters across the street. There's Supreme Court rulings on this stuff. You don't let civil rights be intimidated. And so now they have a picnic set up at 10 a.m. before 12 noon. The whole thing is just, it's mismanagement, it's misgovernment. There's no feedback, there's no callback from the mayor, there's no communication, there's no liability from the police officers. Everything that I tried to contact Melissa Kelly, Detective Kelly, professional, wonderful person, up until...
But you're concerned tomorrow.
Public safety. I'm the public safety officer. The Supreme Court says it doesn't matter the uniform, it matters the function. We're the public safety in Berkeley for this event. Citizens, regular people like me, cruising around on beach cruisers, putting up signs.
Police aren't going to do enough tomorrow.
Well, no, I'm sure that I'm creating a political vice. And by coming out here and stopping by the street or stopping by the store vendors or talking to regular citizens, students, handing little things out to them, saying that, hey, don't believe what you say. Most of them get it. I don't think there's anybody actually really fooled by it. But what I'm trying to do is just be an advocate for the United States of America. I mean, who? I don't see an American flag around here. Is there one that flies above the police station? I mean,
the Veterans Memorial.
Well, okay, but is there one?
What's your full name, sir? I didn't catch it.
Well, I go by Ty Decker. The problem is if you do a vetting on me, I was falsely accused by Emeryville Police, and they never apologized. That's why there's a whole process. That's why I don't want to get that. You're going to have to edit this part out. But essentially, I was accused of. I was approached in the Target Emeryville parking lot by police. I caught them on video camera. They basically they never apologized, and it was essentially what do they call it? It's not the crime, which is false arrest, but the cover up. I know nobody wants to. But my bottom line is, this type of environment. They ruin the credibility of citizens, and so I'm trying to fight back on that length. And so that's why
Ty Decker is what you go by.
Ty Decker's fine because I go by a full name, one thing, and then all of a sudden
what's the spelling on that?
It's TAI. I'll give you the full name. It's just there's always a backstory, and one of the reasons why is you can't fight a false accusation, especially by police, because they never apologize. All they do is they just lump on more charges, and it really got ugly a couple years ago.
So Ty spelled
TAI Decker. And
you live in Sunnyvale?
No, I live in Oakland
resident.
Well, can you just put Bay Area resident, just because I don't want them to dox me. It's it's a term where they'll come and chase me down, and my
you
Facebook.
Plan on being out here tomorrow then?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm going to try to document it. There's no violence. We're trying to find out how we can do this without violence, and this is why the Second Amendment exists, is because the right to bear arms. If the police here aren't going to protect you and they set you up, the whole thing's just one big setup. And the thing is I'm trying to create enough noise and emailing so that it creates a political vice where if there is a Molotov cocktail, I created the reason for them to do their jobs.
Right. I have a 5 o'clock interview.
No problem. Do your job. Sorry for even. I didn't know.
It's good to get your side of the perspective and to get your thoughts, and I will use it. We're just. Great stuff in there.
There's a whole consensus of us. So there's just regular everyday Americans from both in this area and all over California. No, go ahead.
We'll perhaps see you out here tomorrow. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for reporting on the news, and thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
What's going on tomorrow, may I ask?
A free speech rally. Yeah, another one. Good luck. Hey, did you guys find that flyer that shows the Molotov cocktail? Can I show it to you? Oh, sorry, you're on camera. My bad. I sent you an email, that's why.
Berkeley leaders are preparing for a huge crowd. They are hoping it'll be peaceful, but say they're ready if it's given.
Can you tell them that they're not making any public statements to quell any violence? Sorry. Oh, well, I emailed you guys. Sorry. My bad. No, I was driving. Hey, you guys don't want any opposing viewpoints or... What's that? That's cool. I mean... Never mind, sorry. Hi there.